Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that notification to be notified when I'm doing and posting more videos. So listen, I'm doing this video with the intention of sharing my own personal healing journey and story, as I have been doing. You can find all of that within my healing playlist. And I'm doing this because I'm sharing my own healing journey with the hopes of helping someone else with their own healing journey as well, right? And as you can see from the title of the video, I'm in this place of understanding my own journey of personhood. And basically, I'm learning how to be in personhood with the help of God. And what I mean by that is, as I've been experiencing the different things that I have been experiencing, connected to possible connections and so on and so forth, and all the, soul healing that I've been going through myself, I sit back and I realize, like, okay, I know what's been going on for these past, 3 years. I've been learning how to be in personhood with the help of God. I realize, I've always been connected to the male energy, like from the age of 15. I think that's when it started. Like the moment I felt this sudden, switch go off inside of myself was that moment when I was brutally essayed. And the link to that video I'll put in the description box. I do go into details about what happened to me at the age of 15. And I think that is the moment that like set off something inside of me, to where I began to purposely and subconsciously start like magnetizing men towards me, magnetizing the male, energy towards me in like this consistent way. And it was like, I realized, excuse me, y'all, I realized now that it was because I was starved for healthy masculine protection in my life. I really was. Because for one, my biological father was non-existent in my life and had abandoned me at birth. My stepdad, though I give him credit, he was a great provider. He was not able to be truly emotionally invested in me. He was not able to love me with a fatherly love because of my own mother's fears. She had been, essayed by her own biological father for many years, and because of her fears and their toxic relationship, he was unable to be there for me as a father can or would. And so I was left, vulnerable and helpless kind of throughout my childhood as a female, as a woman, as a young girl growing up, right? So at that age is where, and I don't know, I think, as I said in like one of my previous healing videos, I believe that it sparked something in me, like all you're good for is to pleasure men. I think I really do, from being molested at a really, really young age, and then from being brutally, raped at 15, and that's how I lost my virginity. It's just like, when you're in those stages of your teenage years, you're developing yourself, your brain is still developing. I found out recently that actually your brain isn't even fully developed into, what God has for you within that system until like your 20s or something, like your lower 20s or something, like 22 or 21 or some age range of that. And so when that happened to me, it just sparked this energy where I was always connected to someone. Like I was always in some sort of, male female relationship from the age of 15 and onward. Like I don't think I've ever not like had a man, right? So with that being said, when I was 15, I was wild, and it was just like, just wow. And I also met my my first husband during that time. And by the time I was 18, we were married. And I can admit, you know, I was actually deeply in love with that individual, and I never thought that divorce could ever be in the picture. And I talk more about that in my book, you know, Memories of a Girl Once Was, which I had it selling on Amazon. And it's got great reviews on Amazon, but I discontinued it on Amazon. I might spark it back up, but right now I'm selling it in my Etsy shop as an ebook, and I'll put a link there in case anyone becomes interested in my book that I wrote, self-published, Memories of a Girl Once Was. And I go into details in that book about what went on in that marriage. So I basically was with that guy for 8 years, from the time I was 15 until I think I was like 22, 23, around that age when we separated, and we ended up divorcing. And then during that time, I can say maybe within that a year to 2 year span, even though I was separated from him, I was still with a man. Like, it was never like, it's like from the moment I got into separation, boom, I was already dating. I never took the time to really heal past trauma. I never took the time to sit back and be with myself. You know, at that time, all I was thinking, I got 2 young kids, toddlers at that. They were only a year apart. They were toddlers. I was doing it all myself, and I was working and grinding and dating. Okay, so I, you know, had developed this, you know, mindset subconsciously, always keep a man, always keep a man. So at that time, I think I was dating like 3, 4 different dudes at one time. I can be honest and say that, you know, because I was just like, I gotta keep a dude, you know. And next thing I know, I'm married again at 25. And I was with that one man for 17 years. So I went from the age of 15 being raped to constantly magnetizing men towards me, never being in myself, with myself, to being married back to back, to being with that one man for 17 years. So I've never been alone. And so I've come to realize that this is my season of personhood. And this is a part of that journey I've been experiencing with celibacy. I'll put a link there if you haven't been. Like, I think all these videos that I'm talking about this stuff is in my Heal playlist. But so I might just post the Heal playlist. But I realized that, you know, I'm learning how that feels and what that looks like. And I'm realizing that I don't have to have a man to be happy, to feel fulfilled, to just live life, and to be able to heal the amount of things I've been healing within myself connected to the masculine energy, you know, stemming from a lack of a father in my life. And, you know, even, you know, because like I said, I was married for 17 years, and I talked about that. And next thing I know, I'm separated and divorced. And so for these past 3 years, I've been, you know, really working on myself, healing, really trusting myself, and learning how not to. I'm really proud of myself because I didn't rush into anything. I didn't rush into a relationship. I waited almost 2.5 years before I started dating again. And even in that, I realized that God was saying, I'm still not ready. And even in that, I tried to date for a couple of months, and wow. Yeah, for a couple of months I did try to date, and I will say that that was interesting, to say the least. And I've been talking with a good friend of mine, on a good social media friend of mine, and we're thinking about doing a live discussion talking about what it's like to be a, you know, highly spiritual person and trying to date in this world. And the understandings that we have on like soul contracts and soulmate connections and karmic contracts. And I even realized during those few little months that I was dating that even in that energy I was coming across soul connections that had a purpose, that were helping me heal. And in turn it was kind of like a vice versa energy as well. But so now, I'm realizing like, okay, I'm glad I trusted myself in that energy, and that I knew, okay, wait, I think I need to step back into personhood again. And I trusted myself in that. And I said, okay, because initially I was like, Lord, I've been going 2.5 years without a man here, which is so unlike me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know that that is also a part of my healing process in helping me understand who I am, and helping me really recognize that I don't know why that behavior came into me. Like, I think it was a subconscious ingrained behavior due to lack of having a father figure in my life, because I was starved for that energy. And so I also developed this energy of like, as a woman, you have to have a man. And I'm realizing like, you can actually be happy, you can actually live a full life, you can actually feel fulfilled, and really work on a lot of healing within yourself and around your family and your generational energy and your ancestral energy by learning what personhood is. And so I'm learning that, oh, I don't have to have a man to feel happy. I don't have to have a man to feel fulfilled. And in this process of realizing that, I've healed so much that I was unable to heal because I was always partnered with someone. Versus, okay, now I'm with myself. Now I'm having to, heal the things within myself that were pushed down because I was in a partnership. And now all these things that were repressed and suppressed were able to come up, and I'm able to deal with that without having to try and rely on someone else's presence in my life to, feel something or to feel worthwhile. And really, God has been helping me immensely with this. I don't think that I would be where I am with this today without the help of God, without the love of God, without this really personal relationship that I have with God at this time. And it's just being able to recognize and realize like, God is my everything. Like, literally, it's like you literally don't really need anything else except the friendship of God, and all other things will be added unto you. And then I realized, okay, you know, my relationship with God has become like the most important relationship, and all other things have been falling behind that. All other things have been, progressing behind that, in my family and my finances and my mental health and my physical health and all of those things that I was unable to work through because I was always connected to someone. And so, it's been this great journey of personhood. And that's what I realized for these past 3 years, being, someone who practices celibacy. Like, I don't really believe at this time that I need to be in, this kind of intimate or, sexual relations with someone just because I think I should. Which I'm bringing that point up because someone was in my inbox the other day like, you single? I know you sleeping with somebody. I'm like, what kind of mindset is that? Like, why? Like, that's part of what's wrong with this world, that people think that you have to do things according to like this societal standard. And it's like, no, yes, I'm single and I'm with myself. Like, I'm in my own personhood. I practice celibacy. So, I'm understanding myself because, I've been there, done it. I've done it all. And so this is a place in my life where I haven't done what I haven't done. So I'm learning in this place of haven't done. I'm learning in this place of, personhood, how not to rush into anything, how I don't necessarily have to have a man, how I'm waiting for, God to send me my destined person. I believe that I still believe in love, and I still don't believe that it's over for me. I truly believe that my person is going to come in at the right time. And until then, I'm working on me. Until then, I'm learning how to be happy in my own skin. I'm learning how to be happy with me. Okay. So that the person that God sends in my direction, the person, my forever person, because I still believe in forever. Okay, I really do. And like I told someone the other day, I'd rather die single than involve myself with another toxic relationship. My heart can't take it, my mental and my physical health can't take it. And so it's so refreshing to be in that space where I'm like, I'm okay if God wants me to just be with me for the rest of my life. Like, I love me. I love who I am. I love my family. And I love my social media friends and clients. And, like I said, I'm learning how to live this fulfilled life with myself. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Like, that's to me, that's an amazing point and place for me to be at, to be in, because I've always been with someone. So coming to that place and realization has it's been what's really been keeping me from committing myself fully to someone else, because I'm really recognizing all of my own great qualities, and I'm also recognizing, who I am in the eyes of God. And I'm learning that I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay as I am, and I don't need anyone to fulfill me, and I can feel happiness and joy and even ecstasy because of God. And I can have beautiful moments and connections and communication and conversations with people that there is no pretense. It's like I can be fully honest about who I am and what I do and where I stand on things, and I can recognize that I never have to settle for less than what I want or deserve. And if I never find that person that's for me, to be in a position to be okay with that is amazing to me. To be in this place where I feel so free in my heart, that I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay with just me, to the point where I never have to have another soul beside me except God. God, whoo, I cannot, would not be able to do this without God, without His Word, without that supernatural, highly magical connection and relationship with God. I would have never made it to this point. I would never be where I am right now, especially after going through what I went through with my ex-husband. Being married to someone for 17 years and fully expecting it to last forever, going through all of the ups and downs together, never imagining that that person would do what they did. But I also recognize that all of that is a part of my healing story. It's all a part of my love journey. And so, I'm learning to embrace and accept that that's my story. This is my story. This is my life. And I'm sharing these things with the hope of helping someone else. So I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And you know what, guys? I'll talk to y'all again soon.